What's up, guys? You got the Norse Gunner here, coming to you from the great state of Michigan. So today I wanted to talk about something that kind of bugs me in the gun community. It's not the end of the world, but it's just something that, coming from the military, it just kind of bugs me a little bit. And that is the difference between a clip and a magazine. I work part-time at a gun store. It's not my day job. It's just something I do to get out of the house and have fun. But I work part-time at a gun store, and one thing I often hear is, does this pistol come with extra clips? Or does this rifle come with extra clips? And there's that part of me that wants to say, no, this pistol doesn't use clips. It uses magazines. And that's just something that was drilled into my psyche during my time in the United States Army. My rifle used magazines. We used clips to load the magazines. So real quick, I wanted to talk to you about a magazine, which is this. This is an AK-47 magazine. This is a AR-15 magazine. This is a magazine for my 1911. Okay, these are detachable magazines. So a little bit of history on that. You didn't really see the first detachable magazines until 1908. They were patented by Arthur Savage for his Savage Model 99. Other guns, they didn't really start making their own detachable magazines until around 1942 when Savage's patent expired. And we really see the first magazine-fed rifle a little bit before the Civil War. It was a volcanic rifle. It basically fired a hollow projectile that had the powder and the primer along with it. So right around the Civil War, we start seeing a tubular magazine that was integral into the firearm with the lever guns. Those became very popular during that time, during the Civil War. And the first one to come up with that was the Spencer repeating rifle. So then around the 1880s, we see the introduction of bolt-action rifles, and the first ones had a kind of a tubular magazine, much like the Spencer repeater. Let's see, and then we have, in 1879 and 1882, we have James Lee, who patented the internal box magazine, and it was actually adopted by Austria in 1886. And this is actually where you really see the first clips come into play. Now, the term magazine just became adopted because that's, during the times of artillery and things like that, it's a room that you store your ammunition and your powder in. So that just kind of became the name for what we store ammunition in the firearm. The other thing that separates a magazine is that they all have some sort of spring that feeds the mechanism. Clips do not have this. And essentially a clip, which we have here, this is an N-block magazine. This one in particular is for an M1 Garand. This is a clip. This one right here is for my Mosin Nagant, or 7.62 by 54R. This is a clip. This one right here is for my Yugo SKS. Okay? And what these do is, for example, this one, there is a notch cut out in the face of the bolt on my SKS. This slides right down in. Then you push the rounds down into the internal magazine. Now, some firearms, like the M1 Garand, the end block actually gets shoved down into the rifle and sits there until it's empty. In which case, when you fire your last round, ping, everybody knows the M1 ping. But that's what a clip does, is it holds the round for loading. Doesn't actually load the firearm. And that's where you get these magazines. They have a spring and a follower, as you can see right here, this piece of plastic right here that rides on the spring, and it pushes your rounds up and feeds on the next cycle. Boom, you're reloaded, and so forth. similar with a bolt action. There's a spring inside the internal magazine that pushes up. You pull your bolt back, next one comes up, your bolt pushes the next round home, you're loaded. These don't do that. These just basically just hold your rounds ready for the next cycle. So, or generally they were meant for faster reloading, much like a speed loader for a revolver. So anyway, there's my 2 cents. Love it, hate it, think I'm an idiot. That's pretty much what they are. So hopefully you learned something. So when you go to the gun store next and you're looking for magazines for your pistol or rifle, you know what to ask for. And I'm pretty sure they'll appreciate that there. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Talk to you later, guys.